General Hospital spoilers reveal that Marcus Coloma, the actor most famously known for his portrayal of Nicholas Cassadine on General Hospital, has faced a deeply shocking and harrowing journey in recent years, one that has not only altered his career but has profoundly impacted his life. While his character on the soap opera had earned him a massive following, it was his personal struggles with his health that would soon take center stage, shocking fans and colleagues alike. Coloma, at the peak of his success, found himself battling a heart condition that was severe enough to jeopardize his life. And the revelation of his health problems would come as a devastating blow to both him and his fans. This was not just an actor taking a temporary leave. It was a life-altering diagnosis that forced him to make an incredibly difficult decision, stepping away from a career that had been his passion to focus entirely on his health. Coloma's health struggles began with the subtle onset of symptoms that he initially brushed off as stress or fatigue from the pressures of his busy career. However, these symptoms soon escalated to something far more sinister. Coloma began to experience confusion and mental fog. Moments where he couldn't recall his lines on set or even remember what was happening around him. These were not typical signs of exhaustion, they were indicators of something much more serious. The actor shared that his fatigue was not just physical but mental, with his mind failing to function as it once had. His sharpness, which had been a defining part of his ability to perform, began to slip away. It was terrifying for Coloma, as he couldn't understand why his body and mind were failing him. What made the situation even worse was the fear of the unknown. For a while, Coloma didn't have the answers. He pushed through his discomfort, thinking it might simply be a phase. However, as the symptoms persisted and worsened, Coloma knew he couldn't ignore them any longer. He sought help, and it was then that his health issues took an unexpected turn. When Coloma visited a physical therapist, his situation took a dramatic shift. During his session, the therapist noticed that Coloma's heart rate was alarmingly high, a detail that would soon lead to a diagnosis that would forever alter the course of his life. His heart rate was measured at 110 beats per minute while at rest, an abnormality that the actor had not been aware of. Coloma, always someone who took care of his health, was shocked to learn that his heart had been functioning irregularly for quite some time. It wasn't just a temporary issue, it was a condition that had been silently threatening his life for years. The news that Coloma had a congenital heart defect, something that had likely been present since birth, came as a devastating revelation. His heart was not pumping as it should, and the irregularities were putting immense strain on his body. His doctors explained that this condition was not something that could be ignored, as it was quickly shortening his lifespan. For Coloma, this was not just a health scare, it was a life-and-death situation. He recalled, "I spent about 2 or 3 years thinking I was going to die. That I was going to lose my memory or simply grow old before my time. It was a terrifying thought because I had no idea what was happening." After receiving the diagnosis, Coloma was rushed to the emergency room, where he was seen by specialists who confirmed the severity of his condition. The news was grim, but there was still hope. Surgery could correct the issue and allow Coloma to recover, but the road to recovery would be long and uncertain. Coloma faced a difficult decision: undergo surgery and step away from his career, or continue to push through with the hopes that the condition would somehow resolve itself. The decision was not easy, but ultimately, Coloma chose to focus on his health. It was a devastating realization that he would have to leave General Hospital and put his career on hold to prioritize his well-being. His fans were heartbroken, as his portrayal of Nicholas Cassadine had been a beloved part of the show for years. Coloma's departure, though necessary for his recovery, left a significant gap in the show and in the hearts of his followers. The actor admitted that stepping away from the role was one of the hardest decisions he had ever made. But it was a necessary one for his survival. His absence from General Hospital was not just a career setback, it was a reminder that health must always come first, no matter how much one loves their work. But Coloma's struggles didn't end with the diagnosis. Soon after, he suffered a stroke, an additional complication that made his situation even more dire. The stroke was a sobering wake-up call, one that made Coloma realize just how fragile his existence had become. At first, Coloma couldn't feel his left arm, and when he tried to speak, his words wouldn't come out properly. It was a terrifying moment, and Coloma knew then that his body had reached its breaking point. The stroke added a new layer of urgency to his recovery, and the process became even more difficult. Yet, through it all, Coloma found strength in his family, his friends, and his supporters, all of whom rallied around him during his most challenging moments. The stroke was a turning point for Coloma, and though the recovery was arduous, it also sparked a new appreciation for life. No longer focused solely on his career or public image, Coloma began to cherish the simple things, time with family, moments of stillness, and his own health. He learned that life was fragile and that everything could change in an instant. Coloma said, "The greatest gift in all of this has been the gift of life. I've learned to appreciate every moment. Every day, every conversation with the people I love. It's a perspective that I never had before." This newfound appreciation for life wasn't just a result of surviving a medical crisis, it was a transformative shift in how Coloma viewed his existence. His experience was a reminder to all that we often take our health and well-being for granted, not realizing how quickly it can be taken away. Coloma's journey has also been a reminder of the importance of listening to one's body. For years, Coloma ignored the warning signs, thinking they were just a result of stress or aging. But in the end, those signs were indications of something much more serious that needed attention. His openness about his health struggles has inspired others to pay closer attention to their own bodies, to seek help when necessary, and to never assume that symptoms are just part of the normal aging process. As Coloma continues his recovery, there remains uncertainty about whether he will ever return to acting. While he has expressed hope that one day he can return to the screen, for now, his priority is his health and living each day to its fullest. His fans, while saddened by his absence, continue to send their support and well wishes. The question of his return to General Hospital hangs in the balance. But what remains clear is that Coloma's health journey is far more important than any character he could play on screen. His battle with heart disease, followed by a stroke, has not only changed his life but also inspired many others to take a closer look at their own health. For now, Coloma is focusing on recovery, and his story serves as a powerful reminder that life can change in an instant, whether or not he returns to the world of General Hospital. Marcus Coloma will forever be remembered not just for his role as Nicholas Cassadine, but for the strength and resilience he demonstrated in overcoming one of life's greatest challenges. Marcus Coloma's health journey has become an overwhelming, heartbreaking tale that mirrors the intense drama typically seen on television, but now, for him, it's a reality he must live every day. Known for his iconic portrayal of Nicholas Cassadine on General Hospital, Coloma's sudden and shocking departure from the show in the midst of filming left fans stunned. It wasn't just a career decision, it was the result of a battle with a severe heart condition that came dangerously close to claiming his life. Coloma, who had always been admired for his dedication to his craft and his strong on-screen presence, found himself in an existential battle of a different sort. While the world knew him as the dashing and complex Cassadine heir, behind the scenes, he was fighting against a condition that threatened not only his career but his very survival. In the beginning, Coloma's symptoms were subtle but unnerving, moments of forgetfulness, unexplained fatigue, and a general sense of mental fog that would not lift. The actor, never one to shy away from hard work, chalked it up to the stress of the job, the long hours, and the pressure of keeping up with the demands of the role. However, what started as manageable stress quickly evolved into something much more sinister. As his condition worsened, Coloma could no longer ignore the signs. His memory failed him on set. His energy levels plummeted, and the vibrant man audiences had come to know seemed to vanish behind a cloud of exhaustion and confusion. What began as a concern for Coloma himself soon became a cause for concern for everyone around him. His friends, his colleagues, and his fans all began to wonder what was going on. While on set, he struggled to remember lines he had delivered with ease for years. His body, once a source of strength, seemed to be betraying him in real time. As the symptoms worsened, Coloma decided to seek medical attention, fearing that the worst was yet to come. He was met with a diagnosis that would change everything. A severe heart condition that had been silently worsening over time. His heart was no longer functioning as it should. And the irregularities in his heartbeat were so severe that they were threatening to cut his life short. For Coloma, the revelation was shocking and surreal. A man who had once been in the prime of his life, appearing on television every week, now found himself battling a condition he never saw coming. He was told that his condition had likely been present from birth, a congenital heart defect that had been silently complicating his health for years. But it was only when the condition had reached its peak, when his heart was beating irregularly and dangerously fast, that Coloma's situation became critical. He was informed that the heart irregularities were shortening his life expectancy, making it clear that something had to be done immediately if he was to survive. Coloma's emotional reaction to the diagnosis was raw and revealing. He shared in a post on Instagram that for years, he had ignored the warning signs, attributing his exhaustion to stress or age. But the truth of his condition was undeniable. In his own words, "I spent about 2 or 3 years thinking I was going to die, that I was going to lose my memory or just grow old before my time. I didn't know what was happening, and it was terrifying." With this newfound knowledge came an urgent need to address the situation. His survival depended on it. The turning point in his journey came when he sought help from a physical therapist, who immediately noticed something troubling during a routine session. Coloma's heart rate was dangerously high. And it was at this moment that the true severity of his condition came into focus. His resting heart rate was recorded at 110 beats per minute, which was alarmingly high. This revelation sent Coloma straight to the emergency room, where further tests confirmed that he had a congenital heart defect. It was not just a matter of being tired or overworked. It was a life-threatening condition that could not be ignored. After the diagnosis, Coloma had to make a difficult choice. He was given the option of undergoing surgery to correct the heart issue. But the decision to go under the knife was not an easy one. The actor had spent his entire career pushing through challenges, but this was different. This was not a role to be acted out or a scene to be rehearsed, it was his life. He knew that taking time off from his career to undergo surgery and heal was necessary. But it also meant stepping away from the role that had defined his career for years. His fans, many of whom had become deeply attached to his portrayal of Nicholas, were devastated by the news. But Coloma knew that his health had to come first. Coloma's decision to step away from General Hospital was a heart-wrenching one, and it was a blow to the show's fans. His portrayal of Nicholas Cassadine had been a pivotal part of the show's storylines, and his sudden absence left a hole that couldn't easily be filled. But Coloma had no choice but to focus on his recovery. With the news of his condition now public, fans were left with a sense of loss and uncertainty about the future. Yet, Coloma remained optimistic, sharing that he was doing everything he could to recover. In a heartfelt message, he expressed his gratitude to his fans, acknowledging their love and support while focusing on getting healthy again. But Coloma's health battle didn't end with the heart condition. Shortly after the diagnosis, he suffered a stroke, further complicating his already delicate situation. The stroke added another layer of fear and uncertainty to an already tumultuous time. He was left struggling with physical and cognitive issues, which only increased the urgency of his recovery. Coloma described the experience as terrifying, saying that the stroke left him unable to feel his left arm and caused speech difficulties. He knew that he was facing a life-or-death situation. And his recovery became a race against time. Despite the odds, Coloma's journey became a testament to his strength and resilience. With the help of his doctors, family, and friends, he began the slow process of recovery. Physical therapy, surgeries, and countless hours of rest and rehabilitation followed. But through it all, Coloma maintained a positive outlook, focusing not just on returning to work but on appreciating life itself. As he shared with his fans, the greatest gift in all of this has been the gift of life. I've learned to appreciate every moment, every day, and every conversation with the people I love. This newfound appreciation for life came not just from surviving a medical crisis, but from understanding how quickly everything can change, how fragile life truly is. In the aftermath of his stroke, Coloma found himself reassessing everything, not just his career, but the very way he lived his life. No longer driven solely by the pressures of his profession, he realized how important it was to slow down, to be present in the moment, and to focus on what truly mattered: health, family, and the love and support of those around him. This realization, while born from hardship, became his greatest lesson. His story has not only inspired his fans but also served as a reminder to everyone that health should never be taken for granted. As Coloma continues his recovery, the uncertainty of his return to General Hospital hangs in the balance. While he has expressed hope that one day he can return to the role of Nicholas, the truth is that his health must always come first. For now, he remains focused on regaining his strength and finding balance in his life. His fans continue to support him, hopeful for his full recovery and a potential return to the screen, but they also understand that his journey to recovery is far more important than any character he could portray on television. In the end, Marcus Coloma's story serves as a powerful reminder of the fragility of life and the resilience of the human spirit. His fight for his health is not just his own, but a story that resonates with everyone who has ever faced the daunting challenge of battling illness. Through his struggles, Coloma has become more than just an actor. He has become a symbol of strength, courage, and the unwavering will to overcome even the greatest of challenges. Marcus Coloma is now entering the crucial phase of physical therapy, a step that signifies both progress and the ongoing struggle to reclaim his health. After battling a serious heart condition, followed by a stroke, the road to recovery is long and fraught with challenges. The actor has been open about the toll his health has taken on him, but he remains determined to regain his strength and fully recover. However, this journey, while essential for his well-being, has led to an inevitable consequence: his return to General Hospital as Nicholas Cassadine, the character he portrayed so memorably, has been blocked. This unexpected turn of events has created significant hurdles for the show's writers, who now face the challenge of recalibrating their plotlines without one of the central characters. The return of Nicholas, a character integral to the drama of General Hospital, was anticipated with great excitement by fans, many of whom had been eager to see how his storyline would evolve. Coloma's portrayal of the Cassadine heir, with his complex and morally ambiguous nature, was pivotal to the show's intricate web of relationships and conflicts. Nicholas had become a central figure in the ongoing drama, involved in the family's power struggles and romantic entanglements. His character's return would have been a perfect catalyst for further tension and plot twists. However, with Coloma's health concerns taking precedence, the writers have been forced to confront the reality that they must now rewrite parts of the narrative to account for his absence. This development has significantly impacted the show's direction, as Nicholas was set to play a major role in upcoming story arcs. The writers now find themselves in the difficult position of having to adjust their plans, not only to explain Nicholas's absence but also to find a way to maintain the dramatic momentum without his character's presence. This setback has undoubtedly caused frustration behind the scenes, as the writers scramble to create alternative plotlines that still deliver the same level of intensity and intrigue that fans expect from General Hospital. The creative team has to grapple with how to keep viewers engaged while keeping the essence of the ongoing storylines intact without the key presence of one of the show's most important characters. The impact of Coloma's absence is not just a logistical challenge, it is a dramatic one as well. Nicholas's absence creates a vacuum in the complex Cassadine family dynamics, leaving other characters to fill in the gaps. While the writers have undoubtedly crafted intriguing subplots to work around this obstacle, the emotional depth and complexity that Coloma brought to the role of Nicholas are irreplaceable. His presence on the show was a driving force for many relationships and storylines, and his absence leaves a hole that may be difficult to fill without altering the tone of the show significantly. Moreover, Coloma's health struggles serve as a stark reminder of the unpredictability of life, even for those who are part of the entertainment world. His decision to step away from General Hospital for the sake of his health, while undoubtedly difficult for both him and the show, is ultimately about survival and recovery. The fact that the show's producers and writers must now adapt to his absence speaks to the complexities of balancing personal health with the demands of a high-profile career in television. This unforeseen change forces the cast, crew, and fans to confront the reality that sometimes, life takes precedence over the scripted drama of a fictional world. As for the storyline on General Hospital, it now faces the challenge of pushing forward without Nicholas. The writers will likely have to make some difficult decisions in the coming months, deciding whether to recast the character or to write Nicholas out of the story for an extended period. Given the popularity of Coloma's portrayal, recasting Nicholas may feel like an unpalatable option for many fans. The decision to keep the character off-screen indefinitely could lead to significant changes in the direction of the show, potentially altering relationships, power structures, and conflicts that had been set in motion by Nicholas's presence. However, this challenge also presents an opportunity for General Hospital to explore new storylines and dynamics. The absence of Nicholas allows other characters to take center stage, and the show could delve deeper into the lives of the Cassadine family members and other characters affected by his disappearance. While the writers may have been forced to adjust their plans unexpectedly, this situation offers them the chance to build new narratives that may not have been possible with Nicholas's storyline taking priority. Still, the weight of the void left by his absence is something that can't easily be ignored, and the creative team will have to tread carefully to maintain the show's signature suspense and emotional engagement. In the meantime, fans of Marcus Coloma continue to send their well wishes for his recovery, hopeful that he will one day return to the role he made so iconic. The uncertainty surrounding Nicholas's future on General Hospital serves as a bittersweet reminder of the delicate balance between personal health and the demands of a public career. As Coloma focuses on his physical therapy and recovery, the rest of the General Hospital world continues to evolve, finding new ways to keep the drama alive despite the challenges brought on by his absence. Whether or not Nicholas will return, and when that might happen, remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. The legacy of Coloma's portrayal of Nicholas will always have a lasting impact on the General Hospital universe.